Well, it's 7:45 on Friday morning, he just crawled out of bed. He stayed too long at the chicken again, and he's got an aching head. He's got an 8 o'clock at Heldon Fells. His prof speaks Japanese. Went broke on beer and Mr. Bill's. Now he lives on bread and cheese. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he just don't give a damn that he's got 3 parking tickets and he's on Scope Pro again. But the bonfire's built and Varsy's horns have sailed right off his head. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he will be till he's dead. Well, it's Wednesday morning at Jolly Raleigh, his sports pass in his hand. He's been waiting 3 days in the blazing sun just to be with his 12th man. But after fumbles and interceptions, he takes his girlfriend's hand. But the game don't mean a thing to her, she's just there to see the band. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he just don't give a damn that he's got 6 parking tickets and he's on Scope Pro again. But the bonfire's built and Varsy's horns have been sailed right off his head. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he will be till he's dead. Well, he goes down to the Dixie Chicken. He's dug in his ring tonight. He's there at 6:30, thought it'd be early, but there ain't a table inside. So he buys his pitcher anyway, and he drops his ring on in, singing the road goes on forever, and the party never ends. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he just don't give a damn that he's got 9 parking tickets, and he's on Scope Pro again. But the bonfire's built and Varsy's horns have been sailed right off his head. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he will be till he's dead. Well, it's 1 o'clock and Goodnight Irene is blaring through the place. He parked about 50 blocks away, so he ain't got time to waste. When he finally makes it to his car, he stands up on his feet. He says, boys, let's head to Taco Cabana, I think I need something to eat. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he just don't give a damn that he's got 12 parking tickets and he's been sawed right off his head. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he will be till he's dead. Well, he picks up a battalion just to see what's going on, but all he finds to read about is what we're doing wrong. This school's too damn conservative, I guess they want us to be like all the hippies down in Austin, wearing orange and sipping tea. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he just don't give a damn that he's got 12 parking tickets and he's on Scope Pro again. But the bonfire's built and Varsy's horns have been sawed right off his head. He's a fighting Texas Aggie, and he will be till he's dead. December, you were still in school. I was working the city in the filing room. I wasn't living all the life that I could. Playing guitar doesn't pay too good. We had a party in the band's new home, and Roger and Alicia left us all alone. I took you out to the Cherry Street alley just to give you a kiss, maybe. And you were faster than I, and you had me at attention. And I still love you like I do. College Station. Spent the next week down at Dudley's, splitting pictures and Marlboro Lights. I took you home and you said that you loved me. You asked if that's okay, I said that's right. Playing records out of my front windows, two-stepping on my front porch, wearing nothing but boots and boxers, making love on the hardwood floor. You weren't breaking my rules, you were the exception. And I still love you like I did at College Station. Hooked inside, swimming down to try to save it. Steering wide, go around and try to make it. But can you make this? Oh! Hardly anyone would stay for a summer. Felt like we was the last ones there. We spent our time drinking Fitzwilly's doubles, sleeping off in the loft upstairs. It seemed the summer was the end of a freight train. It seemed the summer was the last car there. Next year we'd bring kids in a wedding, College Station without us there. Without hesitation, and I still love you like I did College Station. Oh. Jump.
Attention graduates, would you please take your seats?
Howdy, all. We will be starting in about 5 minutes. For the JD graduates, as you are waiting, you received a survey about an hour or so ago from the career office. If you can take just 1 or 2 minutes, maybe in your spam folder. Good afternoon. Please rise as you are able for the playing of the national anthem. You may be seated. Howdy. My warmest welcome to each of you to the Texas A&M University School of Law commencement ceremony for the class of 2021 and, after a bit of delay, for the class of 2020 as well. That deserves a whoop. To begin our program, we'll hear from class representatives of the graduating classes. First, we will hear from Brandon Cofield, representing the entire class of 2020. Next, speaking for the class of 2021 graduates in our master's degree programs, I will invite Stephanie Newell to the podium. Finally, Cole Stenholm will speak for the Doctor of Jurisprudence class of 2021. Brandon?
I'm filled with so much joy and excitement just to be here with you all today. Obviously, 2020 was an interesting year for all of us. In all honesty, I knew that I'd be here today, donning my shiny Aggie ring and here celebrating. Mostly, I was thinking I was going to be celebrating my friend Cole, Madison, Naeli, Maya, many of those in the class behind me. I didn't know that I'd be here welcoming my class members in the back corner of the class of 2020. I'm excited, and I have the honor and privilege to do this because there's so much about this story that a few minutes can't really fit it in, but I'm going to do my best. When I think about the class of 2020, I can't do much more than to smile and just think about how proud I am of us. I'm proud of 2021 too, of course, but proud I am of the class of 2020. My classmates and I started off at orientation sizing each other up during pictures and looking at whose tie is off a little bit and thinking, like, okay, I can beat them with the rankings. That's what this is all about. And to see us finish as this cohesive and caring group, that a massive group me as we're supporting each other through the bar and just weathering this pandemic has been something that's amazing. At the end of the day, obviously, I'm biased, but I think our class is going to go down, if nothing else, a special class, but I'd argue one of the most celebrated class in our short school history. For those who you don't know, the class of 2020, like I said, has been through quite a bit. We endured the little things, the tedious study logs, the lengthy mandatory meetings, the experiment that was grading professional identity on a curve, and the roller coaster ride that was weathering Texas's transition to the uniform bar exam. But we also weathered hard times and navigated through things. Our fall semester went all year. I'm a Houstonian. We have Hurricane Harvey, something that left so many people wondering, what can I do to help? How can I navigate competing as a law student and also worrying about our friends and family on the other part of the state? And obviously, our 3-year spring kind of was just left with uncertainty with the pandemic. But hurdles aside, here we are. We're here today. Class of 2020, I'm not only welcome you to this graduation, but also welcome you to smile and reflect, because today we are finally going to celebrate our resilience and our hard work with a traditional send-off. Thank you.
Howdy, Ags. I'm from Georgia, and my trip to graduate is my very first time stepping foot in Texas. But my heart has been in Aggie land since the day I started looking at the Master of Laws program in risk management. Through this program, I learned what it meant to be an Aggie during extraordinary times. For many of us, Aggie land had to be Noonan, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Malaysia, and even Kabul, Afghanistan. The location did not matter because we took the spirit of excellence, leadership, loyalty, respect, and selfless service into whatever corner of the world was our Aggie land at that moment. We took Aggie land into both our homes and our communities. As we look forward to a world changed by both COVID-19 and the miracle that is the new vaccine, my hope is that we as Aggies and risk managers look for ways to improve both how we confront sudden roadblocks like a pandemic and how we make mitigation of risk to a host of potentialities a priority. We need to be in the rooms where the decisions are made. The great truth is that because we are Aggies, because we have been taught by some of the greatest minds in their fields, and because our degrees were forged in a fire of global uncertainty, I'll tell you this, Ags, we are prepared. Our beloved Professor Rick told us that a good supply chain is adaptive. Don't forget it. Professor Brill's constant refrain was that systems must be continuously maintained and updated to be secure. Don't forget that either. And Professor DeWitt reminded us that what we are doing in the first place is trying to mitigate the potential for loss. She taught us a million different ways to use data as both a mitigation tool and as an identification tool. Don't forget that you have those tools at your disposal. Our program made this moment in history, and today, as you walk the stage, remember that you not only survived an extremely difficult time globally, remember that during this time you became an Aggie. You learned what it means to saw off varsity's horns, and learn how you are suddenly a deep believer in wearing maroon and white for every occasion, and why you feel like you aren't dressed without a gold ring on your finger. And finally, that you are a member of a family that will be there for you no matter what, and no matter where you are in this world, because we are the Aggies are we. We come from Texas AMC. Gig 'em, Aggies.
Howdy! All right, that's what we're talking about. May it please the Dean, may it please our friends and guests, but most importantly, may it please the Fightin' Texas Aggie Law Class of 2021. Now, class, friends, we started, unlike any other law class, we started with a revolt. A good-spirited revolt. As you know, we named our group me after that revolt. We soon came to appreciate that our class, not only were we very smart, but we had a sense of humor. We were also very smart. The next 3 years would go by really quick, and during that period, students would become research assistants. Students would be published in law journals and law reviews, not just at Texas A&M, but around the country. I'm told that in our clinics, our class combined to log more than 21,000 hours. We traveled together. Through our policy program, we went to Austin, D.C. Through our global study program, we went abroad to Cambodia and the English Channel Islands. Our advocacy program excelled as well. Just last March, a student in our class, Maya Fitzpatrick, competed in a negotiation competition. She emerged from that competition with her partner as an international champion. It is no surprise that during our 3 years here that our law school has climbed in its rankings. But we know that our law school, we take great pride in those rankings, and we should. We know that our class and our school is about more than rankings could ever possibly convey. Our class has served the community, and I'm not just talking about the 30 pro bono volunteer hours that every single student in our graduation class completed. But what comes to mind are initiatives like the Big Event and student organizations that rallied together to distribute groceries to families that needed them during the pandemic. Now, we also served each other. Last February, when the winter storm came plowing through the state of Texas, and many students, just like Texans, were struggling with power outages, electricity, or water, and we saw, this was a very cool moment, I thought, we saw in our group meeting several students, not one, not two, not three, but several, offered their house or their apartment as a place to crash for anyone in our class that needed it. I thought that was a very cool moment. You know, there's never a convenient time to serve, but our class did. And naturally, we also became friends. We got our Aggie rings together. We dunked them together. We went to bar reviews, Halloween parties in West 7th. We went to midnight yell practices in the stockyards. We even formed formidable trivia teams, I understand. And so naturally we became friends, we became Aggies. And so in closing now, I just want to do two quick things. First, thank you to all of the faculty and staff and administration who are part of this law school and have supported us during this entire journey. Thank you to our student leaders, especially our elected president, Lauren Hadley. She's been an intermediary for our class, all three, in her role as president. And of course, thank you to all of our family members and friends and guests, loved ones, significant others in the crowd who have supported us since we decided to go to law school. Not everyone gets a chance to go to law school, and you have supported us in pursuing that dream since day one. And so now finally, and this is my favorite part, I turn back to you, Dean Nadia, your honor in this proceeding. And on behalf of the class of 2021, we ask, and without seeing any objections, we ask for our sole remedy in this proceeding. That piece of paper, which will, in just a few short months, transform us from being future Aggie lawyers to Aggie lawyers. We ask respectfully for a diploma to graduate from the Texas A&M University School of Law. Thanks, and gig 'em.
Relief is so granted. When people ask, why is it wonderful to be a professor? Why is it wonderful to be a dean? It's because of you students. It's because of these three representatives of all of you that we heard from that really makes us so happy to be here. So for all of us, this is a special graduation ceremony. Our state, our nation, and really the entire global community have suffered through more than a year of what can only be described as calamity upon calamity. Every individual, every family, every community, and yes, every school has been forced to deal with the challenges, to deal with suffering, and to deal with loss that really would have been unimaginable a mere 18 months ago. I'd like to ask you to join me in a brief moment of silence to recall and honor thus all of those whom we have lost. Even as we keep in mind those, both here in the United States and abroad, who continue to struggle through the pandemic, I hope we can also allow ourselves a moment of gratitude for the fact that we are here together, and that we are able to enjoy the new beginnings that we celebrate today. Joining us in that celebration, I'd like to highlight a number of those who honor us with their presence today. Some I will come back to later in the program, but let me note a few of those for now. First, I'd like to welcome all the family members, the loved ones, the friends, and supporters of our graduates who are with us. You are an exceptionally important part of this celebration because it is your love and support in all its forms that ensure that those who are sitting before us are in fact able to sit before us. You've played an instrumental role in helping our graduates become the people they are today, celebrating their achievements along the way, and just as, or even more importantly, believing in and encouraging them, even during those challenging moments when they may have doubted themselves. But you got them through that. Along with our graduates, thus, we thank you. Next, I would like to thank the faculty and staff in attendance with us, some on the stage and then to either side of the stage in the stands. Your guidance, your support, your passion, your compassion, your knowledge, and your wisdom are all together what helped bring us and bring our students to this day. Thank you for everything you have done to help mold, to guide, and to support our students up to this point, and for the many things you will do for them after today. A very particular thanks to Shauna Smith-Thornton, as well as Jennifer Merriwell, Allison Pawlowski, Matt Pellegrino, Terry Helge, Rosalind Jeffers, and all of our staff volunteers for bringing together our commencement ceremony today. Commencement is always a challenging event to pull together, even more so amidst a pandemic and in a 10,000-person arena. And so thank you to all of you as well. Next, I'd like to acknowledge Stephen Mosier, who is here representing our advisory council. These respected attorneys and judges provide guidance to the law school and to me on a wide range of issues and are critical contributors to the continued success of the law school. In Steve's case, I might add, they are also incredibly good friends and indefatigable boosters of the law school. Steve is standing. Please join me in recognizing him and thanking him for the service he and the board have provided. To thank Lynn Nash, undergraduate class of 1995 and a member of the first class to enroll at the law school after it joined the A&M family. Today, Lynn serves as an active member of our alumni board. Even amidst the pandemic, the alumni board has been coming together, finding ways to build our community of former students and exploring how they can best support our students, including those that we celebrate today, embark on their post-law school careers. Please stand again, Lynn, and be recognized. Thank you to you and the entire board for your service. Texas A&M University has a proud history of supporting our armed forces, and in 2012 began a tradition of recognizing graduating military students. Whenever a service member or veteran graduates from the law school, we present him or her with a special red, white, and blue military cord to wear with their regalia. This cord reflects our pride and recognition of our military graduates for their commitment to and their selfless service to our nation. If you are in the graduating class or in the audience and you are a member of the military, whether on active duty or in the reserves or are a veteran, please stand and be recognized. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the diverse community of graduates we celebrate today, on many counts, but including in terms of their program of study. In pursuing its broad mission to teach law, the law school aspires to advance legal knowledge and awareness across a wide array of audiences. Today, thus, our graduating class is comprised not only of students in our JD program, but also our largest cohort of master's degree student graduates to date, coming to us from a diversity of national and international backgrounds. With an incredibly broad array of professional backgrounds, our Master of Laws and Master of Jurisprudence graduates represent not only innovation in legal education, but the promise and value of the rule of law across not just national borders, but even across the professions. To those who graduate today with their LLM or MJUR degrees, thus, we are proud of your accomplishments. We appreciate the sacrifices you have made to pursue your legal education, and we look forward to following your future success. With that, we turn to the recognition of a few of our outstanding students with special awards and distinctions. To get us started, I invite Assistant Dean of Students Rosalind Jeffers to the podium.
Howdy. Come on, you guys can do better than that. Howdy. Thank you. At Texas A&M University School of Law, reflecting our commitment to selfless service and access to justice, students are required to perform a minimum of 30 hours of law-related pro bono work for those who cannot otherwise afford legal services. Through the efforts of our students have a tremendous impact on the provision of legal services to the poor and the underserved. Today, I am proud to announce that the graduating classes of 2020 and 21 have respectively performed 9,644.91 hours and 13,936.63 hours of pro bono service. Please give yourselves a hand. In the class of 2020, we had 26 students who graduated who performed 100 hours or more of pro bono work. And in the class of 2021, we have 39 students who did so. At this time, I would like to recognize these graduates and degree candidates for their achievement. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing to be recognized. I ask that everyone hold their applause until the very end so that everyone can be recognized together. Class of 2020, Elise Aldifer, Dameron Barron, Sarah Beth Beauchamp, Claire Brown, Chloe Cartier, Garrett Cleveland, Brandon Cofield, Aaron Donalek, Lauren Elkins, Stephen Gaylord, Ryan Grant, James Hagerman, Angelica Harris, Elise Howard, Jenna Johnson, David Kriegbaum, Alexandra Lozano, Cecilia Morin, Molly Parlin, Ashley Phillips, Madison Pittman, Robert Ramirez, Gabrielle Rennie, Wesley Salazar, Amanda Sarmiento, Michael Sheeter. Class of 2021, Jordan Alvarez, Maxwell Apple, Rivka Calhoun, John Beasley, Michael Casso, Olivia Countryman, Annie Counts, William Kramer, Nayeli Dominguez, Christy Farrar, Erica Flores, John Frank, Jessica Gillespie, Kelsey Gillis, Jessica Hart, Mena Haidari, Calvin Keeland, Sarah Keller, Zachary Kosick, Katie Crusobrink, Sydney Lawson, Jose Martin Del Campo, Jessica Mason, Andrew McCarty, John McClellan, Hunter McCullough, Alexis McIntyre, Samantha McColizek, Brenna Miller, Ian Perez Rutledge, Celica Ramirez, Bailey Reed, Sanika Reddy, Kendall Rymel, Christopher Stenham, Suzanne Suttles, Alexandria Taylor, Cole Watson, and Ariel Williams. You may be seated. Each commencement, the law school further presents the Equal Justice Award to a deserving student who has performed pro bono legal work that personifies the Aggie core values of excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, respect, and of course, selfless service. These students not only perform a significant number of service and pro bono hours at public service organizations, but also use their commitment and dedication to helping others to close the access to justice gap for those who cannot afford to pay for legal services. I could go on for hours describing the work that these students have performed, but in the interest of time, will instead simply tell you who they are. Please stand as I call your name. The winner of the Equal Justice Award for the class of 2020 with 528.5 hours of pro bono work is Claire Brown, who could not be here today. Let's recognize Claire. And now, the winner of the Equal Justice Award for the class of 2021 with 757 hours of pro bono work is none other than Sanika Reddy. Would you please stand? Thank you.
Howdy. Texas A&M School of Law values clear and concise legal writing. As a member of Scribes, the American Society of Legal Writers, Texas A&M is proud to recognize graduating students who have excelled in legal writing. Each year, the law school selects 5 students to be inducted into the National Order of Scribes. These individuals are expected to have excelled in legal writing and to demonstrate the highest level of professionalism. Among their achievements are earning superior grades in legal writing courses, serving as a law journal editor, authoring a published law journal article or an award-winning brief or paper, and serving as a legal writing teaching assistant. Today, I am proud to announce the winners of the Scribes Awards for the graduating classes of 2020 and 2021. I ask that the winners stand when announced. For the class of 2020, the winners were Stephanie Fasson, Sally Fritz, Jenna Johnson, Alexandra Lozano, and Kenneth Sloan. For this year's graduates, the winners are Madeline Byers, Madison Kaczynski, Brenna Miller, Hannah Mislick, and Laura Naismith. Congratulations on your achievements.
Howdy. For our Juris Doctorate students, the School of Law has established concentration programs in business law, criminal law, justice and policy, dispute resolution, environmental law, estate planning, family law, intellectual property, public policy, energy law, water law, and workplace law. These students will graduate from law school with significant expertise and experience in these specialized areas of law. Each graduation, we recognize those students who have demonstrated competence in one or more of these concentrations, subject to completing the curricular requirements with outstanding grades. When I call your names, will you please stand and be recognized? I ask that the audience hold their applause until the very end so that all can be recognized together. I will start first with our graduates from the class of 2020. Earning a concentration in business law, Trevor Armstrong, Michael Dooley, and Ian Meadows. Earning a concentration in criminal law, justice, and policy, Aaron Donalek, Elise Howard, Aaron Lebrania, Mandy Mayer, Madison Pittman, Amanda Saraminto, and Christopher Weinbell. Earning a concentration in energy law, Seth Botcher, Alexis Long. Earning a concentration in environmental law, Alexandra Lozano, Molly Parlin, and Alexis Yellington. Earning a concentration in estate planning, Sally Fritz, Caitlin Tigner. Earning a concentration in family law, Danielle Stewart. Earning a concentration in intellectual property law, Victoria Gonzalez and Jordan Hendricks. Earning a concentration in domestic public policy, Michael Galen. Earning a concentration in tax law, Heather Dyer. Earning a concentration in water law, Seth Botcher, Alexandra Lozano, Alexis Long, and Alexis Yelvington. And earning a concentration in workplace law, Dameron Barron, Ryan Grant, and Erica Johnson. Congratulations to the class of 2020 earning their concentrations. And now the candidates for the class of 2021 concentrations, and there are a bit of you, so please be patient, but please stand as your name is called. First, earning a concentration in business law, Kaylee Kane, Francis Cebulski, Robert David, Harrison Davis, Elizabeth De Leon, Nayeli Dominguez, Mackenzie Donahoe, Ivan Escobar Gomez, Cody Gee, Carlos Guerra, Mina Haydari, Savannah John, Christy Lay, Jaime Madison, Alicia Manzo, Christine Medrero, Corey Pruitt, Sanika Reddy, Bethany Sumter, Suzanne Suttles, Rachel Traxler, and Kelsey Warren. Earning a concentration in criminal law, justice, and policy, Yasmin Abulhassan, Max Apple, Kimberly Berringen, Bessie Bronstein, Summer Cole, Kelsey Dominguez, Ashley Fletcher, Erica Flores, John Garrett, Destin Germany, Cassandra Guadaljardo, Tabitha Highland, Samantha Jackson, Zoe Lugo, Jessica Mason, Brenna Miller, Ian Perez Rutledge, Colton Reisinger, Olivia Stoner, Jean Trugolo, and Amanda Watts. Earning a concentration in dispute resolution, Caroline Kokenauer, Brianda Curry, Savannah John, Jamie Madison, and Sydney Wood. Earning a concentration in domestic public policy, Sarah Ahmed, Sanika Reddy, Cole Stenholm, and Justin Wolf. Earning a concentration in energy law, Jessica Hart, Margaret Reed, and Rory Smith. Earning a concentration in environmental law, Courtney Gately, Laura Naismith, and Destiny Roshuber. Earning a concentration in estate planning, William Kramer. Earning a concentration in family law, Megan Barbary, Victoria Erb, Claire Matillon, and Elizabeth Sheehan Vela. Earning a concentration in international public policy, John Beasley, Nayeli Dominguez, Jamie Madison, Laura Naismith, Destiny Rushhubner, and Sierra Sotelo. Earning a concentration in intellectual property, Ryan Carnes, Christopher Cava, Spencer Kelly, Christy Lay, Frida Lee, Jose Martin DeCampo, Christine Medrero, Grace Mock, Robert Schmidt, Thomas Watson, and Daniel Withers. Earning a concentration in tax law, Annie Counts, Harrison Davis, Lane Newble, Caitlin Riviera, Suzanne Suttles, Jaime Villarreal, Brittany Wolf, Krista Wood. And earning a concentration in water law, John Beasley, Courtney Gately, Jessica Hart, Samantha Mikahalachik, Destiny Rechabner, Margaret Reed, and Rory Smith. And earning a concentration in workplace law, Brianda Curry, Lauren Hadley, Megan Weyerhausen, and Ariel Williams. Congratulations to all of you on your achievement. You may be seated.
Howdy. I'm going to skip ahead here to keep up with the script. It's very exciting to, can't see half of you because I need glasses, but also because you have your masks on, but it's so exciting to hear your names and recognize you from clinic. So today my task is to congratulate our graduates, first of all, from both classes, And I have the privilege of recognizing students who demonstrated exemplary commitments to clinical work. More than 75% of the students at the Texas A&M Law graduating today participate in at least one clinical experience. Our clinical program gives our students the opportunity to step into the shoes of a lawyer by directly working with clients while under the mentorship and supervision of licensed lawyers. Our students do amazing work, and it helps them develop and hone their skills. They learn to engage in reflective law practice, and they also help address much-needed legal services gaps that exist in our community. Students represent individuals, families, small businesses, nonprofits, and community organizations in a wide range of areas, including tax, family, immigration, criminal, corporate law, among so many others. Today's award recipients have been nominated and selected by the dedicated group of full-time clinical faculty who teach and directly work with them. The first award is the Selfless Service and Leadership Award. This award recognizes a student who goes the extra mile in their outreach and community engagement efforts and is a zealous client advocate. Please stand as I call your name. For the class of 2020, the award of Selfless Service and Leadership goes to Madison Clark, who participated in the Family and Veterans Advocacy Clinic. For the class of 2021, there were so many exceptional students doing incredible clinical work that we found it impossible to choose just one. So the class of 2021 Selfless Service Award recipients are Annie Counts for her work with the Tax Dispute Resolution Clinic, and also Samantha Jackson for her work with the Criminal Defense Clinic. Please join me in congratulating Madison, Annie, and Samantha on their well-deserved awards. You may be seated. Our second clinical award for excellence in professionalism and leadership recognizes a student who does an excellent job carrying out his or her clinic assignments, but who also demonstrates a high level of professionalism, excels in class participation, keeps meticulous notes and case files, and dedicates additional hours to address his or her client's needs. The award for excellence in professionalism and leadership in the class of 2020 recognizes Heather Dyer for her work in our tax clinic. And in the class of 2021, we again had a tie. I want to congratulate Krista Wood, who works also with the Tax Dispute Resolution Clinic, and Robert David with the Trademark and Copyright Clinic. Please help me in congratulating Heather, Krista, Robert on their well-deserved awards. I'm almost done. The third and final award is the Clinical Legal Education Association Award that each law school in the country gives a student or a team of students for their clinical work. The 2020 CLIA Award goes to Bethany Peacock for her contributions also to the tax clinic. You'll see a trend here. We have a very active professor in the tax clinic who really works his students hard. And then the 2021 CLIA Award in turn goes to a team of students, and those two students are Teresa Reyes Flores and Mario Guerra. So please help me in congratulating Bethany, Teresa, and Mario, and congratulations to all of the award recipients, and congratulations to all of our graduating students.
Howdy. Since 2016, the appellate section of the State Bar of Texas has recognized a student from each of Texas's law schools who demonstrates significant career potential in appellate advocacy. The chosen student reflects strong research, writing, and oral advocacy skills, a great work ethic, a keen understanding of legal strategy and tactics, professionalism, and good judgment. The award winner receives a plaque from the section, a one-year membership in the appellate section, and official recognition in appellate section publications. On behalf of the appellate section of the State Bar of Texas, we are proud to award the 2020 Award for Excellence in Appellate Advocacy to Ian Klein. Ian was unable to be here today, but he represented Texas A&M on 6 moot court teams and advanced to the prestigious national finals once. He was the regional champion of the Brooklyn Regional of the ABA National Appellate Advocacy Competition. He placed third at the Dallas Regional of the National Moot Court Competition, narrowly missing advancing to the national finals. He was a semifinalist at the Tyler State Moot Court Competition, and he served as chair of the Board of Advocates for the 2019-20 school year. Congratulations to Ian. The 2021 Award for Excellence in Appellate Advocacy goes to Rolando Reyna, Jr. Rolando, please stand. Rolando represented Texas A&M on 5 moot court teams. He was a semifinalist at the Notre Dame Religious Freedom Competition and received the award for Best Advocate. He also placed 4th at the National Moot Court Competition Fort Worth Regional. He is the Appellate Advocate Chair for our Board of Advocates. Congratulations, Rolando. The National Order of Barristers is an organization that promotes and honors excellence in oral and written advocacy in law school. All accredited law schools are allowed to induct up to 10 students per year, choosing their most talented advocates. The following students have been chosen for this very competitive recognition. Please stand and remain standing when your name is called, and please hold your applause until the end. For the class of 2020, Dameron Barron, Garrett Cleveland, Brandon Cofield, Catherine Haley, Ian Klein, Mando Mosley-Meyer, Ashley Phillips, Gianna Redeemer, Grant Schauer, and Brandon Schulke. For the class of 2021, Carolyn Kochner, Maya Fitzpatrick, Jessica Gillespie, Madison Kuzinski, Sonica Reddy, Rolando Reyna Jr., Laura Smith, Christopher Cole Stenholm, Amanda Watts, and Ariel Williams. Congratulations to our Order of Barristers recipients.
It is my distinct honor now to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Ray Rothrock. Ray grew up here, right here in Fort Worth, where he was valedictorian of his high school class, an Eagle Scout, and a drum major. After graduation, his work ethic and desire to serve led him to A&M, where he graduated in the class of 1977 with highest honors and a degree in nuclear engineering. From there, he went on to earn a PhD in nuclear engineering from MIT, as well as an MBA from Harvard Business School. Not A&M, to be sure, but also good universities. In 2016, he was named a Distinguished Alumnus of Texas A&M University, the highest honor bestowed upon a former student by the university. He has also been listed twice on Forbes magazine's Midas list of best venture capital dealmakers. Ray's career path has been anything but conventional. With his taste for building things, his willingness to take risks, and his ability to pivot in new directions, he's been a true leader in the venture capital arena, particularly in the critical area of cybersecurity. Though the cybersecurity landscape in the United States is a particularly challenging one today, Ray is consistently motivated by optimism and a deep desire to do good for the world and to make society both safer and better. Ray and his wife Meredith have been married for 34 years. Ray considers his son Nathaniel to be his greatest accomplishment. In his words, he believes he's raised, quote, a good citizen, a great friend, and a talented musician. Proving as much, father and son played together in a cover band, Up and to the Right. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Ray Rothrock.
Howdy. Howdy. Howdy, good, okay, well, we've heard that about 50 times today. Well, good afternoon, graduates. I really want to welcome you all here, friends, family, administrators, staff, faculty, amazing. Many thanks to Dean Bobby here who invited me back. It's been just tremendous. What an honor it is to be able to address you all today. So first of all, congratulations. You've reached an amazing point in your lives, a point that by any measure no one else can reach. And you should all be very proud. So I suspect that up until now, your life has been mostly up and to the right. Let me be perfectly clear about what we mean by up and to the right. I don't mean political up and to the right. Let me illustrate. This is Wall Street jargon. So on the x-axis are numbers. We're talking revenue, profits, share prices. On the x-axis, we have time. And when things are good, the chart goes like this, up and to the right. A very succinct description of business. I love it when we can come up with these powerful gestures, powerful phrases to describe very complicated things. In fact, I liked it so much I named my cover band the exact same thing. So, hey, growing up here in Fort Worth, everything as I thought it should be was up and to the right. While life for most of you is up and to the right now, and many on the stage here, sometimes it doesn't quite work out that way. Let me illustrate this with a few events of my life. As mentioned, I grew up here in Fort Worth, and believe me when I say Fort Worth is not what it was when I was a kid. Right, Johnny? A fun fact, at my high school baccalaureate was right here in this room. Every high school kid in Fort Worth was on the floor where you are today. Cowtown is a nickname of Fort Worth. My parents were born and raised here, so the Fort Worth culture was pretty deep. Life to me was kind of like the Leave It to Beaver, only better. Right out of central casting, middle-class America. So the summer after high school, I was working out here in a manufacturing company, and my dad showed up one day and said, we need to make a college decision. So we got in the car, we drove across town to TCU where I'd been accepted, and we got on I-35 and went south to Waco where we stopped at Baylor, and then we headed south on Highway 6 to College Station. Mom didn't come because I think the notion of facing an empty nest was not very pleasant. At A&M, we stopped in the dean's office, Dean of Engineering. Sadly, I can't remember who that was at the time, but anyway, I had won a big science fair award here in Fort Worth, my high school time, and I had a letter from the CEO of Texas Utilities. And apparently this letter was a, like get out of jail free card or something, so we went to see the dean, and after some pleasantries and a conversation, he picked up his phone and made a phone call. He then turned to my dad and I said, I kid you not, he said, Mr. Rothrock, I just spoke to the registrar. Your son is enrolled in summer school. It starts tomorrow. So, there you have it. In 48 hours, I went from 100-degree labor heat working for $3 an hour to being a nuclear engineering student at Texas A&M. That, my friends, was up and to the right. It was exciting and thrilling. For my dad, he was a little intimidated by it all, I think. And my mom, well, I'm not sure she ever forgave Dad for leaving me behind at Texas A&M. 4 great years later, tremendous friends, mentors, Mr. Wayne Stark, who ran the MSc back then, became just lifelong friends. With my BS in hand, I went off to MIT, where I got a whole new level of thinking about the world, met incredible people, probably not unlike what you all have done here with your graduate professional law degrees. It's really a good thing to do. After that, I went and joined the preeminent nuclear operator of the time. It's a company called Yankee Atomic in Massachusetts. And they put me in charge of a nuclear power plant, safety of the nuclear power plant. I said, oh my goodness. So I'm 23, 24 years old. It's over the moon for me. Everything is up and to the right. Fort Worth and A&M and MIT, man, this is like, it just doesn't get any better, I thought. So, then one day, in March of 1979, a nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania had a problem. A meltdown started, and it changed the nuclear industry forever. Needless to say, my world went from light to dark. It was kind of a scary time, actually, being young like that, an engineer, spending all that time. As it turned out, 3 Mile Island truly was a non-event from a health point of view. All the safety systems worked, no one was hurt, not a member of the public was even exposed to any radiation. But it was a billion-dollar disaster, and the industry started to fade. Well, that really didn't matter because the industry was done. My life plan was toast, to put it plainly. So I worked for a few more years, and then I read a story in the National Geographic. I'm a big Nat Geo guy. And it was a cover story about the Silicon Valley. And I said, hey, this sounds pretty good. So in 1981, I packed up the car, Liftwood wouldn't fit in it, and moved to California. There I joined a 10-person company called Sagas. I was excited. Sagas was a computer software company doing software for nuclear engineers. It was perfect. So I had to learn, teach myself about these little computers, which was kind of fun. I always like to learn new stuff. Future started looking good. And then Sagas went broke. 1 year in, I came to work one morning, put the key in the lock, opened the door, and there was nothing there. The owners of the company had picked up all the assets that they could carry and took it all, including my computer that I had purchased, my books, everything gone. Well, pause for a second. I thought, what was wrong with me? 2 degrees from great schools, great values here from Fort Worth, but there I was, standing in the unemployment line in San Jose. I hope none of you ever have to stand in an unemployment line. It's really not a pleasant place to be. You do a lot of reflecting on how low you can be. So what do? I called my parents, my loving parents, who gave me some comfort and a few dollars to pay the rent. So I gathered myself up, rewrote my resume, pitched myself as a marketing guy, and got a job at a 100-person company called Sun Microsystems. Well, that was very exciting. Sun turned out to be extraordinarily successful. You may have heard of it. It went public, and in the process of going public, I was asked to help write the S1. Everybody knows what an S1 is, right? This is the SEC documents and the prospectus. There I met venture capitalists, there I met board members, executives, and a bunch of lawyers. But I met people from another part of the world, a world that I had no idea what it was like. So with that, Sun going public, and I met these venture capitalists, and I had met my soon-to-be bride, Meredith, who can't be here today, sadly. I was off to business school. So I go off to business school, graduate nicely there, and I was very fortunate to be hired by the Rockefeller family. The Rockefeller family, you know, the John D. Rockefeller fortune. They built Rockefeller Center in New York City, and I joined a partnership they had called Venrock. Even in those days, Venrock was a storied firm. They had investments like Apple, Intel, Cisco. Anyway, part of the job interview was to meet Mr. David Rockefeller. David was the head of the office. He was a retired Chase Manhattan CEO, and he's about 40 years my senior. As you might expect with David's upbringing in the family, he was very charming, he was disarming, he was funny, and very interesting. He really made it comfortable to have lunch with him, even though I kept putting my bread on the wrong side of the plate. There were really 3 important takeaways that I'm going to tell you about here briefly. First, he said, have fun, do your job, but don't ever embarrass the family. Your family could be your firm, your family could be your family. Don't ever embarrass the family. I think my mother told me this a few times, particularly when I took that job at Sagas. The second thing David told me was life is in 3 phases. First you learn, then you earn, and then you return. You guys just finished learning. There's more to learn, of course, but you're sort of done with that, so let's get on with the earning part of life. And David elaborated about returning and what that means later when you put aside a few dollars and such. Number 3, and this is the one I think that really matters. It mattered for me, and it mattered, and it resulted in a great career in venture capital. To always seek win-win deals, win-win solutions, win-win decisions when you're working with people. When you can get people's interests aligned and moving forward, great things happen. So win-win deals are actually created. They create value, they're engineered, they're executed by people. And in venture capital, we have a cliche that says, when you're at the table negotiating, it's not about negotiating for your slice of the pie. It's your job to negotiate for a deal that'll make the pie really big. Because at the end of the day, everybody benefits from that. So a deal that doesn't win-win, we usually call some folks like you, litigators, to come and help us sort it out. But I promise you, if you always strive for win-win solutions, first, you'll satisfy your clients. Second, you'll create value that may have been lost. And third, you'll be paid well for it. always looking for these solutions. Sometimes you have to look beyond the principals in a deal, the secondary people. In a company, for example, it's not just the shareholders, it's the employees, the customers, and so forth. So my last story, it's a true story, is my favorite story about lawyers. My early years at Venrock, I'd only been there a couple of 3 years, I was dispatched by the family to go purchase a software company out of a larger company. It was down in, and my venture law degree wasn't so well tuned by that point. So I called up Venrock's counsel. It was a gentleman named Bernie Curry. Mr. Curry was a senior attorney at the law firm Dewey Ballantine there in New York. And Bernie was very smart, very urbane, sophisticated, and really good. So after many months, we got the deal done. All we needed to bring was the money. So the seller decided to have a fancy closing ceremony. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not so good. So Bernie and I go down to the Morgan Lewis offices in downtown Philadelphia, a high floor in a skyscraper, and we arrive, and there's 30 or so people standing around, and sadly they were all white men for the most part, as my memory says. It was a huge room. There was a 100-foot table with piles of paper, and my mission was to sign each pile of paper and deliver the money. So after these flowery remarks by the seller and the long-winded Morgan Lewis team, I began signing. When I got to the end, there was the tally sheet. Who's paying what? Who's getting what? And I looked down, and the number by Venrock's name was not the number on the check that I had in my pocket. I was short. And I'm at this moment like in the Matrix, when everything stops, and I'm looking around at the bullets that are flying. Mr. Rockefeller is whispering in my ear, "Don't embarrass the family. Never embarrass the family." I went, oh my God. So I turned to Mr. Curry, and I said, please, I'm sure you can see the panic in my eyes and the high whisper pitch. He walked over to the table, confirmed the facts, came around, and as he turned around, he reached in his pocket and he handed me 35 cents, a quarter and a dime, and handed it to me, and he whispers to me, put the check on the table, put the 35 cents on the check, and shake the seller's hand. I was 35 cents short. So, in my mind, 35 cents was like a Supreme Court case. Federal case of some kind, for which I would probably lose my job. And Mr. Curry, though, he knew that. Would they close 35 cents short? Sure they would. It's just, it's a mistake. But who made the mistake? Did I make the mistake? Nah, the lawyers made the mistake. But anyway, I was the one that was 35 cents short. And I just couldn't imagine what Mr. Rockefeller would say if he read in the newspaper, well, the Rockefellers bought this company in Philadelphia, and they showed up at the closing 35 cents short. The panic is unbelievable. Well, anyway, to end the story well, rather than it being down and to the right, which it could have been, it was up and to the right. We sold the company a year later. I was a venture capitalist, and life was good. Mr. Curry was the most amazing counselor, not just a good lawyer, a counselor. He had wisdom, he had experience, he was calming, and he closed the deal for me. And I got to tell you, folks, please, I hope you never have to have that, but if you do, just remember, keep a cool head there. So, I'm done. Clearly, Mr. Rockefeller would say, you're about to enter your earning period of time. You are all masters of words. I so admire great words and that lawyers write. But words are everything because we're a society of laws, and the laws are written in words, capturing great ideas that people can take forth and do things with. Think the U.S. Constitution, for example. I hope that through these stories that you've seen that life isn't always up and to the right. Sometimes you got to sort of call your parents, borrow $1 or $2, redress your misfortunes, and learn something new. While being prepared as you are is very important, as I was prepared, having an open mind, being willing to adopt new things based on new facts and evidence is really the secret to life success. So remember, you're prepared for the future, you're educated people, you're masters of words, but I think you have a higher responsibility in our society to take care of these laws and to make sure they are written well. As good lawyers and hopefully excellent counselors, please seek win-win solutions, and you'll never lose, and life will always be up and to the right. Gig 'em.
Thank you, Ray, for those wonderful remarks. We appreciate your coming home, especially from across the country, to celebrate our students today. At a time when we all need it, you truly set an example of the importance of resilience, of creativity, and of grit in achieving the good life and heading up and to the right. As you know, Texas A&M University is the flagship of the most comprehensive system of higher education in the United States today. Under the direction of Chancellor John Sharp, the 11 universities and 8 state agencies that make up the Texas A&M University system are building on the heritage of Texas A&M University to offer regionally, nationally, and internationally impactful education and service. For special greetings from Chancellor John Sharp, please turn your attention to the video screens on either side.
Hello, I'm John Sharp, Chancellor of the Texas A&M University System, and it's my honor and privilege to congratulate you, the graduates, but also to acknowledge your family and loved ones who supported you on this journey. As college graduates, you're more prepared than most to adapt to change, and change will come many, many times in your life. And I have no doubt you're prepared for it, thanks in large part to what you learned during your time at this great university. I urge you to stay in touch with your alma mater as you take your place in society and begin raising your own families. So, on behalf of the Texas A&M University System's faculty, staff, administration, congratulations to you, your families, friends, and loved ones who celebrate with you today. And Godspeed and gig 'em.
The Texas A&M University system is led by a board of regents appointed by the governor who serve on behalf of the people of Texas. These individuals volunteer their time and talents to ensure the effective management of resources and fulfillment of the unique mission of Texas A&M University and the entire Texas A&M University system as entrusted to us by our state. Please again turn your attention to the video screens for a special message from Elaine Mendoza, chairman of the Texas A&M University Board of Regents.
Howdy, I'm Elaine Mendoza, chairman of the Board of Regents of the Texas A&M University System. I am honored to bring greetings on behalf of the entire Board of Regents. Today is a special day. Now, while this may not be the graduation you hope to experience, nothing can take you away from the significance of earning your degree and graduating with your diploma. This is big. So, do you remember the excitement and anticipation you felt the day you found out you were accepted? The anxiousness of the first day of class, the joys, and surely some fear and heartache you felt, the friendships and transformational learning experiences you had in finding your way to this very day. Your hard work paid off. You did it. Graduates, we are counting on you to do great things. We all should feel better knowing that you, each of you, who have navigated unprecedented challenges to finish what you began, will be our neighbors, leaders, and visionaries. So, live with purpose, Godspeed, and congratulations.
Representing the Board of Regents at our ceremony this afternoon, allow me to introduce Mr. Bill Jones, Chairman Emeritus. Mr. Jones is also here to personally congratulate his niece, Rebecca Davis, on her graduation. And attorney himself, Mr. Jones truly embodies our core value of selfless service. Bill, we're so pleased to have you with us today. Thank you for being here. And with that, the moment you've all been waiting for. Some of you for even longer than others, the conferring of your degrees. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Patrick Loucharn, Interim Vice Provost, to join me at the podium. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Jurisprudence, Master of Laws, and Master of Jurisprudence please rise as you are able? That's all of you. Dr. Loucharn, based upon the recommendation of the faculty of Texas A&M University School of Law, I certify that these candidates have fulfilled all the academic requirements necessary for receiving a diploma. I am honored to present them to you for the awarding of their respective degrees.
Thank you, Dean Adier. Howdy. It is my honor to bring greetings on behalf of Interim Provost Dr. Mark Weichhold and Interim President Dr. John Junkins. This afternoon, you join with your fellow Aggies from campuses and sites that reach from Doha, Qatar to Galveston, Texas, and from College Station and educational sites across Texas to here in Fort Worth, as you achieve your goals of graduating from Texas A&M University. As these degrees are conferred, we will reach the mark of 11,406 total degrees granted for the spring semester. This reflects the resilience, tireless effort, and commitment to excellence of each of you, of your faculty, and of the law school staff. As one university, you join your fellow classmates, wherever they be, in reflecting the impact of our unique Aggie educational experience. I'm very proud to see you, our School of Law graduates, continuing the legacy of our shared core values and embodying the Aggie spirit for which we are known around the world. Now, with that said, and with all you still standing, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Texas A&M University School of Law, and by the authority vested in Texas A&M University, by the Board of Regents of the Texas A&M University System, and the state of Texas, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Let me be among the first to congratulate you.
Congratulations all. You may now be seated. At this time, I invite our graduates to come to the stage for our roll call of graduates, following instructions of the volunteers around you.
Doctor of Jurisprudence candidates, graduates. Yasmin Abu Hassan. Sarah Nassim Ahmed. Kayla Francis Aiken. Ramsey Al-Azim. Christian Albuquerque. Karen Alday. Jordan Alvarez. Maxwell Apple. Barbara. Megan Barbary. Chloe Marion Barker. Kimberly Vanessa Barragon. Jack Beasley. Madison Bell. Nathaniel Kirby Bowers. Michael Brennan. Bessie Bronstein. Samantha Brown. Quinn Macy Burns. Madeline Marguerite Byers. Kaylee Murray Kane. Ryan Cairns. Rivka Barry Calhoun. Michael Casso. Christopher Cava. Caroline Kokenauer. Isaac Hill Cole. Summer Carolyn Cole. Olivia Countryman. Annie Bond Counts. William Chandler Kramer. Carissa Jean Cruz. Robert Crozier. Brianda Payan Curry. Frances Marie Sophia Sobolski. Jesse Dodris. Robert David. Harrison Davis. Elizabeth Wise De Leon. Kelsey Lynn Dominguez. Nayeli Dominguez. Mackenzie Dale Donahue. Natalie Ford Edwards. Victoria Rose Erb. Ivan Escobar Gomez. Cesar Estrada. Christy Ann Farrer. Kimberly Marie Fayard. Anna Teresa Ferrando. Maya Fitzpatrick. Ashley Rose Fletcher. Erica Flores. John Christopher Frank. Antonio Galdion. Lorraine Garcia. Tanner Allen Garner. John Riley Garrett. Cody Preston G. Jessica Rayanne Gillespie. Jorge Albert Gonzalez. Forrest Dalton Guthier. Cassandra Guajardo. Carlos Mariano Guerra. Julia Gurney. Lauren Lee Hadley. Jessica Claire Hart. Joshua Hawkins. Jared Hendricks. Megan Hensley. Mina Chelsea Haydari. Tabitha Karen Highland. Ryan Horner. Samantha Jackson. Rama Jaredot. Savannah Sapna John. Kelsey Gillis Johnston. Sarah Keller. Spencer Keller. Haley Brianne Klingbeil. Zachary Reed Kosit. Katie Christelbrink. Madison Paige Kaczynski. Taylor Sage Kuykendall. Sydney Lawson. Amanda Lee. Corin Elizabeth Glenn Levine. Cooper Garrett Lewis. Monica Marie Lopez. Zoe Lugo. Jamie Renee Madison. Alicia Suzanne Manzo. Jose Alejandro Martin del Campo. Christian Martinez. Jessica Heather Mason. Claire Mattioni. Andrew Brent McCarty. John David McClellan. Hunter McCullough. Alexis Rochelle Kirsten McIntyre. Jay McKeever. Alyssa McLeod. Christine Sarah Madrero. Samantha Maxine Mikolichik. Brenna Shane Miller. Grace Ann Moak. William Alexander Morrison. Hannah Meislick. Laura Catherine Naismith. Jeffrey Nelson. Lane Newbold. Alexia Panayoto Nicololius. Harrison Andrew Pavlicek. Ian Troy Perez Rutledge. Preston Pittman. Corey Austin Pruitt. Jessica Lauren Rabina. Celica Amanda Ramirez. Destiny Ross-Schuber. Bailey Reed. Sanika Reddy. Mackenzie Redmond. Margaret May Reed. Alan Wesley Rimshell. Teresa Reyes Flores. Rolando Reyna. Riley Reynolds. Colton Reisinger. Caitlin Rivera. Kendall Rymel. Amanda Lynn Santilli. Robert Schmidt. Elizabeth Marie Sheehan Vela. Laura Ann Smith. Rory Smith. Sierra Salima Sotelo. Christopher Cole Stenholm. Olivia Stoner. Jonathan Stoughton. Bethany Sumter. Suzanne Suttles. Alexandria Taylor. Jean Marie Trulio. Sarah Elizabeth Turner. Maria Renee Velarde. Jaime Villarreal Jr. Kelsey Margaret Warren. Cole Franklin Watson. Amanda Watts. Megan Murray Wyershausen. Jessica Wells. Ariel Marlene Williams. Daniel Pashang Withers. Brittany Wolf. Justin Robert Wolf. Krista Jean Wood. Sydney Morgan Wood. Alyssa Joy Wright. John Yoon. Tristan Zelenak.
Master of yes, ma'am.
2021 graduates, Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in business, law, and compliance. Charles Bailey. Renee Tatiana Boyke. Brandon Chase Bound. Candy Ferdine. Catherine Hardy. Laura Ann Roberts Heckel. William Sheftal. Brandy Vega. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in general legal studies, Hunter Lee Bell. Samaria Locke. Andrew Rowley. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in health law, management, and policy, Rebecca Brianne Davis. Danette Grant. James Martin. Claudia Muriel Jerbick. Barbara Bryce Spear. Angelique Taylor. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in international tax, Nathan George. Kelly Dunn Jordan. William Seeger. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in risk management, Gregory Cross. Crystal Ezel. Cullen Vaughn Freeman. Frank Gilliam. Rebecca Lynn Martinez. Mark Samuel Romano. Asia Walker. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in wealth management, Jennifer Gist. Jody Denny. Brandy Magdalena Gomez. Monica Lanes. Gus Mask. Master of Laws in Intellectual Property, Michael Arroyo. Jessica Jordan. Nicole Pottinger. Master of Laws, emphasis in general law, Julian Gonzalez Harrell. Leonel Maldonado. Justin Monsenepo. Kate Rajibi. Tiffany Angelita Thomas Trusty. Anna Uribe. Berja Yildiz. Master of Laws, emphasis in health law and policy, Deidre Mills Rosenbaum. (2020) graduates, Doctor of Jurisprudence, Brandon John Derek Cofield. Daniel David Elizondo. Lauren Domit Elkins. Catherine Haley. Jenna Gillette Johnson. Alexandra Lozano. Robert Lochran. Karina Rios. Amanda Irene Sarmiento. Grant Edward Singleton. Alexis Yelvington. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in business law and compliance, Vernon Carr. John Coldwater. Creed James Hayes. Dale Palmer Jr. John Harrison Watts. Irilise Zayas Miranda. Master of Jurisprudence, emphasis in risk management, Angus Davis. Ian Joseph Gilpatrick. Joseph Michael Mack. Kedra Norwood. Letty Snyder. Elizabeth Stallcup. Master of Laws, emphasis in general law, Sajid Sohail. Masters of Law, emphasis in risk management, Carmen Alford. Stephanie Marlene Newell.
Well done. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. A. Dwayne Mayfield, Texas A&M University class of 1959. Dwayne was 2016 chair of the board of the Association of Former Students and a 2018 distinguished alumnus of Texas A&M University. He's a loyal supporter of the law school and the university, a distinguished engineer, and a business leader. He's also my dear friend, and I'm so pleased that we have him with us here today. Please, Mr. Mayfield, come to the podium.
Well, as former students, this is the last time you're going to hear this from the podium today, but I would like a full-throated response. Howdy. Howdy. That's what I like to hear. Well, on behalf of the Association of Former Students and our worldwide Aggie Network, congratulations to each of you on your graduation today. And as you join the ranks of the former students, you continue a 140-year tradition of service and support established and continued by the generations of Aggies who attended Texas A&M before you. Through their faithful generosity, their loyal and dedicated former students have created, nurtured, and preserved a proud alumni association that annually provides critical and tangible financial support to our university. This association is unmatched and unrivaled by any other alumni organization in the world. Today, it's my distinct honor to induct you as members of the Association of Former Students. Will the graduates please rise as able? The association you inherit today was founded and exists to promote the interest and welfare of Texas A&M and to perpetuate the camaraderie formed during your time with the university. So it's my privilege today to officially induct you and welcome you into the Association of Former Students of Texas A&M. And to signify this important transition, I ask each of you to take a moment to consider your Aggie ring. It's a representation of our core values that you've heard over and over today of excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, respect, and selfless service, and a reminder of the vast Aggie network to which we all proudly belong. Now, upon earning your Aggie ring, you've been told to wear your rings with the class year facing you. At this time, I would ask each of you wearing your ring to remove it so that the class year now points outward. This simple act symbolizes your first step toward the future as a former student of Texas A&M. And standing with you as you take this step are three things: your outstanding A&M education, our core values, and the 500,000 strong worldwide Aggie network. And as you pursue life's journey, wear that Aggie ring with pride and remember that you're forever a Texas Aggie. And we encourage you to stay engaged with Texas A&M by supporting the Association of Former Students and joining and serving a local A&M club, participating in muster, and any other A&M activities you can find. Visit us at aggienetwork.com and learn more about it. Future generations are counting on your support. I know you'll be there for them just as they were there for you. Congratulations and gig 'em, graduates.
You may be seated. Much of our celebration today has been all about all that you have accomplished during law school, but of course today also demarcates the start of the next stage of your journey and your career. As you begin that journey, I hope you will take with you not just your memories of the heart-stopping terror you experienced the first time you were called on in class, of the moment the light bulb finally went off and you realized what the heck the Dormant Commerce Clause was, I still don't know, or of the thrill you felt when you stood up to represent your first client in the clinic. I hope you will also take with you what you learned about being a professional and about putting the A&M core values into action in your career. The knowledge of law that you've acquired during your studies with us here at the law school gives you what I will call the superpower to help others overcome hardship, to realize their goals, and to cope with challenges in productive ways. These are wonderful and critical things to be able to do for others. And I hope you will feel the same satisfaction and joy from having those experiences as my colleagues and I have had advancing your education during your time with us. We live today in a complicated world, even in ways that have nothing to do with our seating arrangements at graduation or what we are wearing, or not wearing in some cases, on our faces. At its best, the law can help to alleviate that complexity. It can make us better people and better communities. It can advance justice, equality, and equity. It can make sure that opportunity is available to all and that all are able to achieve their potential. All of that, however, depends on you who are graduating today. It depends on those who are trained in the law using their skills, yes, their superpowers, to those ends. I encourage you, I implore all of you to do so, and I am very confident that you will. Let me also encourage you to make it part of your life plans to care for your own well-being, including both your emotional and your physical health. The life of a professional has incredibly great rewards, but it can also be stressful, and that stress can have terrible negative effects on those who do not work intentionally to achieve balance in their lives. I encourage you to seek that balance and look to the many individuals and organizations around you that stand ready to support you should you encounter difficulties that prove challenging to overcome on your own. Finally, always remember that you have a family here at the law school. Don't be strangers. That starts immediately as the preparation many of you will, soon I hope, undertake for the bar exam. But even beyond that, please stay in touch and let us know about professional and personal milestones in your lives and simply how you're doing. If you need mentorship or advice or assistance, including as it relates to your careers, please contact our faculty or our staff. We all want all of you to get off on the right foot and to keep marching forward from there. And of course, feel free anytime to just stop by and say, one last time, howdy. We are proud of you, we will miss you, but we know we will see you all soon. As we depart, I would ask all of our audience members to use caution and adhere to social distancing when exiting the building. Please do not gather inside the building. Graduates will be released in groups and will meet you outside the arena. Thank you all for joining us on this wonderful day. Congratulations and to all of our graduates, and needless to say, Giga Maggies.